Hey, what's up everybody? Just did my first tier 5 rift on this character. Just gonna play through it and talk about it. I go in here and I start off trying to throw stuff and forgetting that when these guys swarm you, I shouldn't do storm crows and I should just pretend that I'm melee and do witch wind. So you can see me fumbling and stumbling, and then I'm like, oh yeah, witch wind. And this will be the theme of this video. I don't know how this character will end up in the long run. It'll be interesting to see. Right there you can see I dropped this buff right here. This is my physical res because assassins are silly, and it is a 20-second duration buff. And when it drops, you have no phys res. But the theme of this video will be the theme of this character, and I just got my first tier 6, which I'm going to upgrade to magic res. The theme is that this character is sort of a melee character that has most of the benefits of melee, but also gets to kind of be ranged. And I've really gone back and forth on whether I thought this character was terrible, which for a while I thought it was, and now it actually feels really good. So you get to pretend to be melee. I have 70% block. I have actually really good sustain, not like crazy full leech, but pretty good with life on strike. And then what happens is when things swarm you, or when you need to kill something with high HP, you just do Witch Wind, and it makes the ground become poop. And it does so much damage. Like, so much damage. It's insane how much damage it does. So all these guys that swarm you, you're like, well, I'll just take a second for my Witch Wind to start up, which is the little black circles. And then everything that runs in, it just kind of like, it's gonna die. It's not a question of if you can kill it, it's a question of if it stands in Witch Wind. Because if it stands in Witch Wind, it's gonna die. And so with 1 life on striking, which is what I have now, I hope to eventually make Eternal Armor maybe, or I'm not sure what else, maybe I'll just get a bunch of Solitude MOs. The striking that Witch Wind does is insane. It just strikes everything. And it's, I don't know if I wouldn't say it's as good as real leech, but it's really close, considering that I have 70% block and 60% avoid, while being able to have that kind of sustain, while being ranged. Because what you'll see happens is, like, things swarm me, right? And I'm like, well, whatever. Witch Wind. Whatever, I'm being swarmed, Witch Wind. Or I'll even just run into melee and just Witch Wind. And then the things that are annoying, that would be annoying for a melee character, like the runaway AI, for those, you can just do Storm Crows, right? Or you can off-screen, which I haven't really done yet, but like, there we go, APF 20 Maelstrom. You can off-screen. So it's pretty crazy to me the way this character has worked out, because like while leveling it was pretty iffy around like 125. I almost just totally gave this character up, and I was like, man, this feels like crap. Things run out of Witch Wind, which they do. But then I wasn't using Storm Crows properly, so there's that. And what this character has become, which really should be no surprise to anyone, is a ranged character in an ARPG, which is that you can be almost as tanky as a melee character, right? But then you get all the benefits of range. And anyway, this is my propaganda and annoying political decree that melee characters should do more damage than this character. Witch Wind is a jank ability, and I don't think Witch Wind should be nerfed, don't get me wrong. Witch Wind should do what it does, because if you can get a mob to stand in a carpet of death, they should die like this, and I think that's really cool. But I am angry that this character does more damage than my Cold Werewolf Druid. It does more damage than my Ellie Barb. And it's frustrating because this character has good sustain too. Like when I played Stormzon in 2.3, it was really OP, and it did a little less damage than Witch Wind does. But the caveat being that Ascari Lightning could track. So Witch Wind the mob AI has to cooperate. It has to stand still, or it has to run through, and it's to not teleport, which we'll get to that in a second. But if they stand in it, it makes sense that Witch Wind would do more damage than Ascari Lightning, right? But Ascari Lightning was like a true spell. I didn't have any ability to do like on-striking effects. But Witch Wind does. And when you see the kind of damage this does, Again, I don't think Witchwind should be nerfed. I think they should buff melee character damage because honestly, like, and this isn't even like a meta character. I've had people tell me like they looked at my showcase, which this will be added to, and they're like, "Oh, this is an old school." Like I've been trading with people, and they're like, "I saw your showcase, cool, Throwsin. Everybody's playing poison, but poison is like good clear, right? This is like good single target. This is an old school character." I'm like, I don't know. I feel like I played this game for a while. I don't know anything about Throwsin. This is the first time I've played it, but this is just like it plays like a melee character that eventually has all the benefits of melee, not all, most of the benefits of melee, with all the benefits of ranged. And some of that is due to this 2.5 patch adjusting how Avoid works, which I think is good. So I like that, but I don't know. They, if you can't tell, I'm a little salty because they have nerfed some of the melee damage for Cold Wolf. And I remember playing Elibarb. Elibarb was probably still the best overall character I've played. But this character feels really close to overall as good as Elibarb. It might end up being better than Elibarb. A second ago, I saw an assassin, and I didn't want to fuck with it. We'll get to that in a second. Assassins have... corrupted assassins have some upsides and downsides as this character. Mostly upsides, though, which is kind of part of the course. So if you don't mind the annoyance, there are some annoying things about this character, and I think it's definitely gear dependent, which is... It's a little more gear dependent than most melee characters are, so I guess that's quote-unquote fair, but it's not that gear dependent. I think it's pretty good at solo self-found. The main thing that I think is gear dependent on this character is having any source of life on striking, which is, as of this patch, I guess to be fair, maybe previously this wasn't the case. As of this patch, it's very easy to get 1 life on striking from rare rings, which is what I have currently. And then Zale's Temptation, which is, I think, the most broken item I've ever used in this entire mod. This Arcane Collector trolls me, and he almost makes me run in and kill myself, because I really just want to, like, kill him and get his shrines. I don't know why, because I don't really need shrines, but, you know, goblins... Treasure goblins show up and you want to kill him. So, but he's right by this assassin, right? So I kill him. I'm going to pause really quick and just talk about Zale's Temptation before we go into this. Zale's Temptation is busted and should probably be nerfed, but also Assassin Sustain should probably be buffed. It feels like when you get to 125 or 130, if you don't have Zale's Temptation, even with Life on Striking, your Sustain feels really spotty at times. Life on Striking is amazing. It's so good, but it doesn't give you that, like, constant regen. And Assassin has bad regen, which maybe debatably they should, because they have so much potential for block and avoid. But it becomes this binary class, and this is when I was like, I don't know if I want to play this. I'm either, like, killing everything at range, or things are swarming me, and I'm, like, RNG dying randomly, right? You get a Zale's Temptation, and it just gives you so much life regen. So much life regen when you get hit. It completely changes the class, to the point where I feel like maybe the assassin should have 5 or 10% of that regen as, like, a passive of some kind. And then Zale's could give you more of it, but, like, not having it at all and then getting it from Zale's, it's just insane. And that's one of the reasons I'm so tanky. So here's an assassin, corrupted assassin, and they're annoying because they set up the traps that don't go away till you, like, leave, or I don't know exactly how it works. But they're actually cooperative because you'll notice they don't teleport. So corrupted assassin's actually really good for this build. If you find a corrupted Zon, a corrupted Necromancer, or even I think a corrupted Barb, they do that annoying shit where anytime you hit them, they teleport away, and so then you have to use Stormcrow. But the assassin doesn't do that for some reason. They just set up, you can see they're set up with all their traps, which I guess is why. So you gotta wait for their traps to run out. Then once their traps run out, whatever, you just go back in and you set up Witchwind. And you can just blow them up, which is great. So, you know, you just play kind of smart. And it's pretty easy. So, like, she just died to Witchwind. So, I don't know how this character is going to do in... like I said, this is a 5. I don't know how they're going to do in 6s and 7s. It feels like the game plan should be good for 6s and 7s, because I should be able to, like, if hypothetically I see too much shit around the corner, I can always run back, and the things that chase me will chase me, and I'll witch wind them, and I'll still be able to storm crows kind of like around corners or to seek. The question will be, like, do I have enough total HP, which 8,500 probably eventually will not be enough. I don't know when that'll be the case. But, like, I have 90 fire res now and, like, 85 or 86 of all other reses, which is usually okay. I'll probably eventually want to get more lightning and then cold. So, we'll see. We're going to fast forward a bit because I've kind of said everything that I wanted to say. You play like you're a melee person, right? You put Witch Wind down. You go when things run away from you because you're not melee. You do Storm Crows or you do APF to full screen. Cool. And eventually there's another assassin somewhere. I think in here. And this is just kind of like a bad area to be in, but, you know, whatever. You'll see sometimes it's weird. You can still use the Assassin Innate ability even as a Throwsin, because when you get swarmed, it can be really nice. I don't, like, go out of my way to hit it, but if these Morlu Assassins or whatever they're called, if they port on me, one of the first things I do is hit them with the Assassin Innate ability if I can get the global off. Obviously, maintaining Shadow Refuge is more important. Most important, but because that anything you kill is just going to pop you back up, which is great. And I just accidentally rewound to the beginning of the video. Amazing. There we go. But eventually I get another assassin in here. I'm going to skip forward to that so we can look at it because it's the same kind of idea. There she is. So Crypt Assassin's back there. I don't get any mini bosses here, but I've gotten a few, and mostly Malthael and Garbad. But I'll get more as we go up. So I'm just kind of thinning the herds out. When you see the little black stuff circle around, that's, you know, the assassin move. You want to get away from that. And now that everything's thinned, it's just like, hey, let's put Witchwood down. And because assassin doesn't port away, if I can get him to get hit by it, which he's currently not walking in it, but you saw at the beginning when they get hit. These corners are annoying. They sometimes don't eat it. There we go. She's eating it now, and she's dead. So... anyway, this character seems like it has really, really high potential to do things. I'll show my gear here. Yeah, hang on. To do, like, almost any content. If you don't mind somewhat mediocre clear speed, which I personally don't, it's really, really good. So if you guys want to pause the video at some point, that's all the gears. But, yeah, man, character is starting to feel real solid. I'm going to try to get to 140 here and do the Dulra Aegis and all that stuff. So, and maybe some more Labyrinth. We'll see how high I can go solo. But, yeah, hope you guys enjoy. I will catch you next time.